Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world beyond magic and miracles. Thank you for joining me today at the Advancement Center. And you may or may not have noticed, but we have now offered the broadcast at no charge for those who aren't able to pay at this time, or for those who are simply just curious. And this started on Easter Sunday when a suggestion was made to provide that as a gift. And now we're making every broadcast available in that way. For many, their signal is directly connected to their curiosity, and what might stop them is another focus on something that could justify them not following their signal. So we wanted to take that piece away from anyone whose signal is leading them to be here with us. And we know that that's our intention. It has never been to generate money, but to transmit the world that is beyond everything. And in making that available to everyone, I certainly would like to thank those who have supported us financially over many years. That being Jane Pesh, Lori Lentz, and many others, Azab, who have purchased the broadcast, our own Mickey, and Vidi and David, and Khalid. And there's been others who have supported us, not necessarily by purchasing the broadcast, but in other ways. So now this is available to whoever is drawn to it without any limitations. And once again, I acknowledge the two who sit in this seat before me for their transmissions. And as I said last week, mostly for their courage. And through their courage, they deliver from their origin, their vision, and it's greatly appreciated. You are running your race to arrive at your desired destination. Each one putting one foot in front of the other, moving forward to somewhere they may not know the details of, and to somewhere they may not even be able to imagine. But within, there's a knowing. And this race I liken to a marathon, not a sprint. And some are running a little further ahead than others. Some are walking. Some are sitting for a moment to rest. And when you see those marathon races, there's always people at certain points lined up with water in hand to give the runner a refreshment. That is the Advancement Center. And within that center, there is a fountain of water that never runs out, because there's no need. It's overflowing. And you may stop and have a drink anytime you need. Without condition, without paying it back, without even saying thank you. For that water never dries up. And so as some are running ahead and some running slower, could be through a major city or a place in the wilderness. But most times there's an opening that shows up that's off the track. And that's where we are now. Everything in the world has been impacted simultaneously. So everyone is stopping to have a drink, to be refreshed, but also having a moment of self-reflection, of seeing the race you've been running as all runners have had to cease running. And the race, which will continue again, is providing an opportunity for everyone to see themselves. And even as they drink the water to be refreshed, they are allowed to continue in the race. So much is happening right now within each person, and what a gift it is. And the key and the place we're all heading to is not necessarily knowing what everything is, but not having a reaction to anything, be it positive or negative. So you don't have to be for Trump or against Trump. You don't have to be for China or against China. You don't have to be for anything or against anything. Because when you're for something, you find yourself against something else. And the reaction will arrive as you meet someone who isn't for what you are for. But if you stand above it all, having no attachment, watching, you will then see why it's all here. And if you choose a side, you choose war. Because that's what war is, having a side. And where we come from, there is no side. So stand for or against nothing. We've been here many lifetimes, and we've probably seen something similar to this, if not exactly the same. And if we chose a side then, now we're having the opportunity to not choose a side. To step away from the information that is clearly coming from a side. Those reactions that occur many times create the problems that show up in our lives, because that reaction comes with a great energy. And as we are powerful beings, that energy of reaction is very powerful. And if we wonder why things may not be working out, or maybe show up in my world as difficulties, it may be because the energy of reaction produced the very thing that you didn't want to happen. So stand back from it all. That is the place where you can change everything. And as I speak to each of you here now, wherever you are, I send my energy into your field to open up pathways, to remove blockages, all the way to the cellular level. It's floating in as if on a river, meandering through your body, gently restoring, lovingly balancing. And that's what we can do for each other. And each one has a different gift. This is mine. Run your race. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep moving forward and don't look back. No matter how difficult it may seem, your spirit is calling you to that you that you have hidden behind the drawn curtains of your eyes. You have always known that there was more. In those quiet moments of stillness, you have known that what appears to be fulfillment has not been fulfillment at all, because it only lasts for a short time, and then something more is needed. As you continue moving forward into the unknown, you are able to see the limitations of this system and its illusions of fulfillment. You are the fulfillment of you. And by following your spirit, you will be led far beyond anything you could have ever imagined, even though something within you has always known that this is where you have been heading. Know that you are and have always been fully supported as you jump off the cliff into the abyss of the true you. And once you do this, you will start to see and feel things that were always right in front of you, but could not see. And you will know without a doubt that you are not alone. You may have to move beyond many of the relationships you currently have, We are so much more than the labels of mother, father, daughter, son, aunt, uncle, grandmother, and grandfather. If we want those within our physical family to come where we are, we must first go there ourselves. And then they will have a place to go when they are ready. Yes, it is frightening to leave everything that you have ever known, to leave the thing that seems like you, but it is not you. It is you with the covers pulled over your eyes. And now they will fully open, and you will come out of the shadows of the false concept of you into the light of the true you that stands like the sun, rising every morning and shining on the whole world. So don't look back. Keep moving forward. The true you is right in front of you, majestic and magnificent, radiant and iridescent, powerful and beautiful, for there is none like you. And as it was once said, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and that so easily entangles us, and let us run with perseverance the race that has been marked out for us to run. For it is then that you will reach your desired destination. And that destination is you. Uncover the light. One day while out on a walk, you notice a light coming from inside a structure. The structure has been put up as if pieces were added to it over a long period of time. The way it is constructed makes you think that it was built and added onto to prevent the many storms that come to this area from ravaging the structure and destroying the light. There are pieces of plywood and shutters covering almost every crack and crevice, yet the light somehow is still able to be seen and, most importantly, felt. As you approach the shed-like structure, you are met by someone who speaks as though they are the owner of the property. They said that the storms of life kept coming and they needed to hide their light for fear that it would be put out. As each storm approached, they put a new piece of armor to shield their light until it was encased in a fortress. They said that their light felt so vulnerable, and so did they. Each shutter and each piece of plywood represented an experience that they had gone through. Piece by piece, they were put up until the light was hidden from almost everyone. They said that they were helpless to remove the boards from the structure and free the light. But they realized that since this person could see the light even through all the boards, that maybe they could remove them. The person said that they would gladly remove each shutter and each piece of plywood until the beautiful light within could shine for all the world to see. And in that moment, it was done. The light would never again be blocked or hidden. and it would shine so bright that not even the light of the sun could compare. This is what we do for each other. We uncover the light. And for our Advancement Center family, both current and future, I read this. Many thousands of years ago, there was a great hall that was made for a special occasion. In this hall, there would come a day when a multitude of majestic beings would all come together to celebrate you. In attendance would be all the ascended masters, including Jesus, Buddha, and Krishna, all the known and unknown angels and archangels, and a host of enlightened beings. At the podium, there would be two who came to oversee this magnificent event. Their names are not important, but you must know that they are always with you. This event was formal, yet informal. Even as everyone was dressed in gowns and black tie, there was also a choir of angels and an orchestra filled with the greatest musicians ever assembled. The hall had been converted into a great ballroom, and the floor sparkled with the brilliant reflection of never-before-seen crystals. As the two stood on the podium and talked, you could feel the beauty, the honor, and the love that filled this hall. The energy of the two filled the hall with a relaxed and informal feel as all the assembled beings spoke with each other and reconnected with those they had not been with in quite some time. The mood was one of celebration. Then, all of a sudden, the massive doors of the great hall opened, and there you stood, dressed in the most beautiful array of clothing. The light around you was immense, and as you began to walk in, everything stopped, and everyone turned and looked at you. All beings present that day turned to you and bowed with an honor and respect that you could have never imagined. You walked to the center of the room, and the two stood before you and also bowed, and without words transmitted, "Welcome home." The choir of angels began to sing your name, and the assembled beings continued to transmit an honor and gratitude that could be felt by all. The orchestra began to play your song, the song that you brought with you from your origin. And then your partner showed up, magnificently attired, and they held your hand. And the two said, "Please dance your dance. Please share your gifts." And the world, for that is why you came. And you danced with your partner to your song, and you knew you were home. Yes, this happened to me. And as I write these words with tears rolling down my face, I am here to tell you that it also happened to you. Thank you, everyone, for your support and traveling with me. Continue to run your race. Eliminate all reaction. And transmit a peace and a joy and a harmony that is your nature. I wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you.